Well, what's up guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and today we got a lot to do today. We got a lot of little projects to do today. The main thing I want to do though is test out a new little toy I bought. So a while back you guys saw we purchased the DeWalt 20 volt XR Max pole saw, and I told you guys after we kind of did a first little test with it that I wasn't super impressed with the battery life. But that was a brand new battery. So that was with Weston using it, trimming all those trees in the yard. And as I said, it wasn't made for continuous daily use in my opinion. It's a here and there kind of tool. Well, after we used it a couple times, cycled that battery, let it run completely dead and charge it all the way back up, I think the battery life has done a lot better in it. So then we were doing all that storm cleanup, and I was having all kinds of chainsaw problems. If you have chainsaws, if you have gas-powered chainsaws, they're going to have problems eventually. I've got a steel that's about 15 years old. Great saw, but every once in a while it has its quirks. Well, the problem with chainsaws is all the mixed gas and everything, and if you don't use them all the time, they will gum up on you. Even if you use non-ethanol, top-of-the-line gas, you're going to have a few problems. And that big steel chainsaw is just, it's made for cutting lots of firewood. It has a purpose. It's a great chainsaw. But I was kind of in the market looking for something small that I could just throw in the back of my Kubota Sidekick or throw on the tractor and cut a few limbs out of trails and things when they get in the way. So I've been kind of investing in the new DeWalt 20, I guess it's not new, in a DeWalt 20 volt series, the XR Max series. And a lot of people were raving about the DeWalt battery powered chainsaws. I've got a couple really good friends that have been using them. Now, this is not a chainsaw that's designed to go out and cut, you know, a cord of firewood every day. That's not what this is for. This is a occasional use type chainsaw, but it's battery powered. It runs off the same batteries that my cordless drill runs on and all the other DeWalt power tools that they're making. Now there's like probably 100 different options, but we're going to test this thing out and see what she'll do today, and probably do a few other things. I need to get some trail cameras set up. Deer season is quickly approaching, and we have not done anything to prepare for deer season. I talked to our hay guy that cuts our hay for us. I don't really need any more hay, but our fields, you'll see in a minute probably, our fields are about this tall in Johnson grass right now. I said, hey, if you want another cutting of hay, you're welcome to it. We'll split it or something. I don't really need it, but it's going to save me from having to brush hog all these fields. And he said, oh yeah, don't let it go to waste. We'll work something out. So we're going to do a little chainsaw testing. Going to put out a few trail cameras. May have to do a little bit of mowing so we don't just get pictures of grass swaying in the breeze. But before we do, I'm going to test out the fish feeder and make sure it's still working. The raccoons absolutely, you know, just love this thing. They come over here at night and try to get in it. But I threw a little bit of feed out by hand the other day and the fish went crazy. So let's test her out and see if the fish are hungry this morning. Oh yeah. The fish are definitely hungry this morning. Well, so far I'm impressed with the little DeWalt 12-inch 20-volt cordless chainsaw. It definitely has its limitations. This is, like I said earlier, this is not something that most people are going to go out and buy and try to cut firewood to heat their home. This is something that, in my opinion, you're probably going to be a smaller landowner looking for something just to clean up a few limbs out of their yard, or something, if you've got a larger piece of property, you may want something that you can throw on your tractor or your side-by-side and just have handy, and you don't have to worry about it not starting, because you just literally pull the trigger. Don't have to wear ear protection either, although eye protection is still a good idea. So, you know, this is not a full-on review. This is just a little tool that I bought that I wanted to have when I needed something just to clear trails, the occasional limb down, log in the road, whatever it is, something to have on my property, just an extra tool. And like I said, a lot of people have really been raving about these electric chainsaws, not specifically this one, but my buddy Mike from Outdoors with the Morgans has several different steel models of battery powered tools, and Mike was probably the first person that really convinced me that these things have come a long ways and they actually have a place today. When I saw this a year or two ago, my first thought was just the little cheap 110 volt electric plug-in chainsaws and weed eaters and things that you're tied to a cord and all that. They just never had much power. This little thing has a lot of power, has a lot of torque. This is the smaller model. DeWalt has one that runs on the 60 volt system. The 60 volt, I think it's called the Flex Volt, and this may actually be compatible, but it's a lot bigger bar, a lot more power. Could probably be used in a serious firewood cutting scenario if you had 3 or 4 batteries. So battery life on this, still to be determined. It's not like we come out here and just, you know, cut a bunch of rounds out of logs and made a bunch of firewood. I've cut a bunch of different stuff, little small limbs, limbed up trees, cut up logs, dead logs laying in the roads and things. And like I said, this is not a sponsored video. We're by no means sponsored by DeWalt. This was just something that I've really been curious about for a long time and wanted to test them out. So I jumped on Amazon and bought one. So if you're looking for a battery powered alternative, something you can just throw in your garage and trim up a few trees now and then, and you don't have to worry about keeping that gasoline motor going, check these things out, look into them. I'll leave a link in the description box to Amazon where I got this. I think it was literally like $150, $160, $170, something like that, not including a battery. So if you're going to have to buy a battery with it, it's going to be a little more expensive. But if you've already got a DeWalt tool set, I say look into one of these and you'll probably be impressed. Well, there's a full morning's worth of work. Got a lot done today and got to test out that new DeWalt 20 volt saw, the chainsaw. I think it's gonna have a good place here on our farm. I think it's got a lot of good uses, but you know, there's still a place for a big heavy-duty gas-powered chainsaw, no doubt, 100%. You'll never convince me otherwise. We're gonna have to come a long ways in the battery-powered world to give up that steel chainsaw. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We got a couple trail cameras put out. I'm really excited for deer season this year. You guys know we're huge deer hunters. We love to deer hunt, and Emily has killed 2 really big bucks the last couple years. But this year is going to be Houston's first year to get to hunt, and he's getting really excited about it. So it's time to get those game cameras out, start running some surveys, seeing what all we have on the property. I know there's going to be some decent bucks, but usually they show up later in the year. I know we've got a good crop of fawns this year. I've seen a lot of fawns on the ground, so I'm excited to see what those cameras tell us. And that's always like, it's probably, running the trail cameras is probably more fun to me nowadays than actually hunting myself. Just, I love growing those animals. I love watching them mature. I love feeding them, and just, I don't know, it's just part of that habitat management that I really enjoy. And then soon we're going to be putting in some food plots. Got to get this tall, 6 foot tall grass situation under control. We're going to probably get another cutting of hay off of it and then start doing some tilling for food plots. So I'm excited about that. But one other thing, so the company that I've gone through for a long time that does our merch, like the logo hat, not this t-shirt, this was an old Bonfire website t-shirt. This one's still available on Bonfire, but like the GoPro, the Goat Pro shirt, the new Arms Family Homestead logo shirt, and the Donkey Poodle Ranch shirt are fixing to be non-existent because the company that I've gone through for those has decided they want to start charging us $250 a month if we don't reach $3,000 in sales. And we've never come close to $3,000 in sales, so I'm not going to be paying $250 a month for their management fee for their merch if we're only going to make a couple $100 off of it. So we're going to be thinking about doing some different stuff. My wife's kind of wanting to take over and do our own product stuff, our own merchandise. So if you're interested in one of these Arms Family Homestead logo hats, or any one of those 3 t-shirts, you better get them soon, because that website's fixing to come down and those are not going to be available anymore. So that's armsfamilyhomestead.com. Just go check it out there if you're interested in that. We get questions about the hats all the time. Need to come up with a new hat design. I've about worn this one smooth out. A lot of people are like, "Ugh, can't believe you wear that old sweaty hat." Well, it's a work hat and I like it. So, whoop. Oh, and on the last video with Houston and Joby at the creek, the comments were turned off. I promise you guys, I did not do that. That is 100% a YouTube thing. I don't know what's going on. We'll see on this video. There's no kids in this video. Just me and my beautiful smiling face. So if the comments are turned off on this video, I apologize. We'll get to work on that and figure it out. But I didn't turn off the comments on the last video. I don't know why. All of a sudden, that may be an issue. I thought YouTube had kind of straightened out all of the made for kids stuff. I didn't mark that video as made for kids because we have a whole slew of adults, especially older adults, that love to watch that stuff. And to me, that's not made for kids content. We're not out there just doing toy unboxings and things. We're having fun fishing in the creek. So I apologize for the comments being turned off. Don't have a clue why they were. But anyways, yeah, check out the description box for any of the links, either to the DeWalt chainsaw or our merchandise, t-shirts, hats and stuff. Go check that out before it's all pulled off that website. So guys, I think I'm gonna go cool off and go watch Emily play some softball this evening. I gotta go take a shower and get cleaned up and go do some family stuff for a little while. So guys, thanks for watching. I sure hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.